Welcome to our executive interview series at AWS Innovate Day, presented by FedScoop. I'm Wyatt Cash, and we're here with Apostol Vassilev, Research Supervisor at the Computer Security Division at NIST. Apostol, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
One of the places I'd like to start is, where are you seeing signs that AI will help accelerate agency efforts to establish zero trust practices that all of them are needing to put into place?
That's a good question. AI has the ability to profoundly change and accelerate the way we do business in the government, and maintaining zero trust posture is no exception. Essentially, one of the important tasks in maintaining zero trust is to detect anomalies in the cybersecurity posture of the agency. And so right now, people rely on analysts to figure out events that are outside of the norm and act on them. And so AI can help accelerate that activity, make it a little more performant and robust, if you like, by detecting anomalies in the infrastructure and signaling it out so that corresponding mitigation efforts can be launched in order to protect the networks from intrusions and things like this. One of the challenges, though, is that it's not just a walk in the park. You take the technology, deploy it, and you're done with it. Artificial intelligence comes with their own risks and limitations, even though they seem like this omnipotent technology that can do it all in an instant. They are limited in many ways. And so when you're deploying this technology, you have to sort of recognize that, for example, one of the fundamental challenges in this business is detecting, minimizing the false positives and eliminating the false negatives. Because remember that security is a highly asymmetrical game. Attackers have to be right only once, and you have to be right all the time in order to defend successfully. And so letting just one false negative is too many in, right? Whereas false positives, well, they're bad, but not as bad, because in the false positive scenario, you'll have to do some work and then you realize that it's for nothing. And so AI technologies are difficult to balance with respect to these two notions, false negatives and false positives. And so getting the right balance is a specific challenge that agencies have to struggle with in order to incorporate or integrate this technology safely into their zero trust practices.
It's a very fair and interesting point. And then second, let me ask, what role does AI and automation play in strengthening agencies' cyber resilience? And what additionally are you seeing from your point of view at NIST?
Yeah, I mean, AI can play a significant role in improving our cybersecurity resilience posture. Like I said, it has a lot of potential to, for example, scan through some of the vulnerability databases that exist out there and process them quickly so that you know and compare it with what is already deployed, and trying to see whether or not you have the latest and greatest patches in your environment. Because if you don't have those, you are vulnerable to attacks. And maintaining your infrastructure with respect to the latest level of patches, or to know all these vulnerabilities that exist out there, is a critical function that every organization, large or small, is struggling with. And AI can facilitate a lot of the critical workflows that agencies go through in order to maintain the cybersecurity posture. Now, on the flip side, AI can make life even more difficult for agencies, because they themselves are capable of generating malware that can affect unknown vulnerabilities into your infrastructure. So it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, it can be extremely helpful to agencies, but they can also, the same technology can amplify the power of your attackers. So be aware of that and try to kind of stay one step ahead of them if you can.
Well, Apostol Vassilev, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to join us here at the AWS Innovate Day.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.